people, hope everyone is good. Leeds United need number 10. That's what people are saying. That's what the journals are saying. Apparently, Leeds are looking in that position to strengthen. For me, we need different options in that area. We need a different type of attacker. We need rotation across the front three, behind the striker. And for me, that is a certain profile of 10 we don't have, which we need. We didn't have it last year, and we need one now for me. I picked out some players. I've found my usual criteria. This is not loans. This is not free agents. So there's no Callum O'Hare, although of course they would be right up there. This is players we can buy from other clubs. The clubs in which, the leagues in which, obviously, I watch. No, none that I don't put those in. I don't know they are. I haven't watched them. But yeah, let's get into it. And just before we do, I need to show you this. RIP to the fallen. So these are my 3 main targets I wanted us in the 10 row this season. These are the guys I wanted us to buy. Losada, what a player. Laszlo Benez, you've heard me speak about before, and Nico Melamed, you've heard me speak about before. Losada was someone I knew maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. And I've watched about 4 or 5 games of him since, and he's an unreal player. Played it in the second tier in Spain, and has now moved as of about 4 hours ago. So he's gone. Laszlo Benez went the other week. He's gone out of it, and Nico Melamed went about 3 days ago. So my first 3 targets are gone. So we move. Let's get on to the actual targets. Let's go. And number 1, I've seen this guy in the people talk about him in the chat. Chinta Applekamp. Now, plays obviously at Fortuna Dusseldorf with Ayo Tanaka. Let's get into him. Player who look, I think he's brilliant. I think he's really good. Otherwise, he wouldn't be in the list. You know what I mean? German/Japanese. He's got a bit of both in him. Plays for Fortuna Dusseldorf, who didn't get promoted. He's 23 years old, 5'9", position left centre mid or attacking midfield, predominantly attacking midfield. Is valued at around 3 million. Here is stats and everything he did this season and how that compares. I'll tell you for it. In the Bundesliga 2, played in the second league in Bundesliga last season. He got, in 25 appearances, he got 10 assists and 3 goals, so 13 goal involvements in 25 games. Again, you can look at his heat map and look at his positional play, and I'll get into what the stats mean in 1 second. But this guy is a specialist in something, and that thing is set pieces. This guy is ridiculously good at delivering the ball, corners, set pieces, things we don't have. This guy gets assists or goals in them for fun. That's what he does. He's unbelievable at set pieces, crosses, balls into the box, direct free kicks. This guy is very good at them. Get into his strengths and weaknesses in a minute. There are his stats: 13 goal involvements, 10 assists. 10 assists. A lot of them coming from set piece situations. I just want to show you his FB rest stats. So this is obviously compared. This is attacking midfielders. His stats compared to attacking midfielders who played similar position to him, similar minutes. Assists, right up there. Goal creating actions is right up there. Shot creating actions is right up there. You know, expected assists as goals is right up there. Key passes is right up there. Progressive passes is decent. Everything is fairly decent. Okay, the only thing he needs to improve, and not really improve, but that depends on the system, is touches in the final third, receive passes, getting the ball more, getting the ball in progressive areas. But again, that'll be down to the team you play, the players around you, your role. And again, look at him compared to midfielders, central midfielders. Ridiculous. He's a very, very good all-rounded 10, a very good technical 10. Who has a brilliant delivery on him, who can do a little bit of everything. A very smart player. I've gone into his key strengths and weaknesses, or improvements, concerns, I've called them, to be fancy. Set piece play, unbelievable. Expert at it. What do we need? What are we missing? Leeds United, what are they missing? What are we missing? That's what he's got. We're not looking for someone who's similar to what we have in that position. We're looking for someone different. We don't necessarily need an unbelievable technical dribbler that's going to take 3 or 4 on, 1v1 demon who's going to destroy people 1v1. Someone who, can do that. We're not necessarily even looking so much for a massive goal scorer. We're looking for a guy who's key in build-up, who can create better attacking moves and better attacking positions, a guy who can get set pieces, score from the edge of the box, a guy who can just give little passes through the lines just to create chances for the strikers. We're looking for technical players. That is what we need for me. That's the different option we require. And this guy fits it. His technical ability is key. His movement is he's a very smart player. Positional player's versatility. He can drop deep if he has to. If he has to cover deep, he can. I really like this guy. Concerns, playtime consistency. He's a little bit inconsistent in terms of game time this season. He had a few injuries that kind of missed 1 or 2 games at a time, which meant he didn't get back into the team. Very competitive midfield. But then once he gets into it, he's undroppable. He's really good in that sense. Bravery to shoot. He does shoot, but he scored 3 goals, and one of them was a decent strike at the edge of the box, a little shift. But what he's got to do for me is be more brave, because I know Kamara doesn't do that, but this is different because he does that. You know what I mean? He does show signs of he can shoot, and he does score goals from that shooting positions. But he needs to do it more because he has a really good shot on him. And the technical ability of the way he shoots is very impressive for me. And pace, he's not the quickest. Doesn't need to be. Not important, really, if you've got those speedy wingers around you, but just a little observation. Realistic, I think it is. Fortuna Düsseldorf didn't get promoted. There will be a lot of competition, I'm assuming. He's a very good player. Very decent, calm, technical player on the ball. Decent in half spaces. Decent on the half turn, actually receiving on the half turn. Body position is always excellent. I like him a lot. Good in build up, key in build up, pass and moving, all the basic stuff. But I think it's realistic. I think if we're competitive, we could do it. I really do. Ceiling B, yeah, I think he's got a decent ceiling. I don't think he's far off that ceiling. I think he can step it up when he gets around better players. He'll get better numbers and better opportunities. But he's 23 now, probably a few more years development. And fit B+, I think he fits the system fine. Obviously, it depends how we kind of attack and where we choose to attack and stuff like that. But a very versatile player. That's my first one. The second guy, and look, everyone knows him. Everyone's heard of this guy. Daniel Farke knows him. It's Todd Cantwell. It's Todd Cantwell, people. I think he'd be perfect. So I'm going to have to cover his face. It's Todd Cantwell. Currently playing for Rangers. Valued at £8 million. I'll have to pay a little bit more. Position, can play left wing, attacking midfield. 5'10", 26 years old. There's more to him than that. Let's get into it. Todd Cantwell. Look at the heat map straight away. This is what I love, and look at the positions played. This is what I love about Todd Cantwell, and this is where he excelled under Daniel Farke in that winning season in the Championship for Norwich. Excelled. And just like if you look up there, you look at the numbers and go, 44 games, 8 goals, 7 assists isn't mind-blowing. It never has been with Todd Cantwell. It's not that he's not got an end product. Todd Cantwell is more of a key asset in build-up. From deep to front, from back to front. Todd Cantwell is so good at creating a free roll. That's what he does. That's where he's best for me. And the reason I put him in attacking midfield, because we saw last season our wingers were quite secured, and our attack and our freedom came from Jorginho. Now Todd Cantwell, for me, can do that freedom role better than Jorginho because he's got more experience and he understands the system and what's required more of Daniel Farke. I think this guy would be the perfect player for us. There's a lot of good names in these lists that I really like. This guy would be the perfect player for us. He's done it under the manager. He was so good in that season. Everyone talks about Buendia, who got the numbers, who was unbelievable. Todd Cantwell was so key in every aspect of their build-up play. And look at his heat map. This guy would go back deep, wide, get the ball, full back, centre back, between the centre backs if he had to. The other wing. Wherever there's space to attack and he sees the build-up, he will be there and he will get involved and he will drive forward with the ball. And that's what I love about Todd Cantwell. This one would be tough. At Norwich, I believe, 2 seasons now. He had a decent season. Slightly inconsistent at times. you're probably looking at more than 10 mil. I don't know, but this is, if we're going to sign one player for me who's worth, who you have to spend a lot of money on, for me it's Todd Cantwell. He's the most expensive in this list by far, I think. But my God, he'd be perfect for what we need. I really do believe that. I really do believe he'd be perfect. Again, let's look at his key strengths. Positional, spelled that wrong. We move. Have I? Don't know. Don't think I have actually. Freedom. I've already spoke about understanding of build up, understanding where to be, what the build up requires. Just deep connections and deep interplay. Quickly moving the ball as well, not dwelling on the ball, not slowing it down. Pass move. What he does, he doesn't dwell on the ball. He gives it, takes it, and he gives it to someone else. He moves or drive with it if there's a gap. He knows the system. He knows the system. Just got some concerns. Play time consistency. He's playing a bit consistent at times. A little inconsistent. Goes a bit rogue at times with managers and stuff. But Daniel Farker's work with him. He'd know how to do him. Like, realistic, C, probably really tough, probably expensive. I don't care. I'd do it. I really would. Ceiling, B+. We know his ceiling can be decent. I think under the right manager and the right development, a decent Premier League player. It'd be ridiculous in the Championship under Daniel Farker with this team around him. He would. Fit, A+. What else can I say? Todd Cantwell is the one for me. Do it. Just do it. The next one. I really like this player. Tomi Horvat. Tomi Horvat plays for Sturm Graz. Tomi Horvat. When I say I like him, the way in which he moves with the ball, get into it. Message. Sorry, I'm going to have to cover his face again. So he plays for Sturm Graz. Obviously in Austria, just won the league as well. 25 years old, decent age, 5'9". Position can play right wing, right forward, right attacking midfield, or attacking midfield. Now the way they played last year was he did kind of play that kind of the way Buendia played the Norwich way. He did play on the right, but often came in and create stuff in the middle. That's exactly what he played last season. He's valued at around 5 million. Decent price. Maybe I have to pay a bit more than that, I'm assuming, because they won the league and he had a decent season. This one would be tough as well. It would. I really like this player. He's so easy on the eye in the way. I'll give you a comparison in a minute. Just want to show you this. I will give you a comparison. Again, there we go. So the right mid is kind of, that's more a positional thing. It's more of a role responsibility in the team he was at. It's not. He's a 10. He's a really good 10. Everything he does, as you can see, he does come inside and he can do all of this. Everything great he did for me in that season last year was inside. And just looking at his stats, 28 appearances in the Austrian Bundesliga, 7 goals, 5 assists, very solid for a number 10. 45 in all competitions, 11 goals, 10 assists, 21 goal involvements in 45 games. Very impressive. Very impressive. This one will be tough as well, like Todd Cantwell. I tried to be ambitious but safe at the same time in these videos. I've tried to not go overboard with some names that I'm hearing people say which are just not realistic. I'm trying to find really statement type signings that I think are kind of realistic. I believe he fits that. I think it'd be tough. I think there'd be a lot of teams wanting him. I'm not even sure they'd sell, but it'd be great for us. And I just want to talk about his style. Honestly, out of stylistically and watching the player in this list, he's the best. Honestly, I can't. The way in which he just uses he's not particularly agile, but he looks it when he moves. The ball sticks to his foot. You know, that close dribbling, that close control. The way in which he strikes a ball, by the way. You want someone that in that 10 role who can shoot. You want someone who can hit a ball true and hard. He is the one in this list. He is the one in this list. His ball striking ability is a joke. A lot of them goals are ridiculous goals. They're good goals. He hits it hard and true. He hits it into the corners. He hits it from silly angles that go in. He's very good shooter. And also, his pass detail is brilliant. I love some good pass detail. You guys know that. As I said right here. Pass detail. What I need. Give me that pass detail. He's got it. He just pings the ball into them. Straight into feet. First touch there. Sorted. Boom. Not this slow behind passing that happens. Just a solid passer. Glides forward, like I said. There is genuine similarities in the way he moves. Genuine similarities to Mateo Click. In the way he moves. Not as a style of player, very different, especially defensively. But in the way he moves in that final third, off the ball, even on the ball at times, there's a bit of Click about him. Like that. Well, different profile of player. The way he moves, Click could glide across the pitch and just pop up in different areas and be very good in tight spaces and get out of tight spaces. And you're thinking, how's to go out of that? This guy gives me that vibe. I really like this one. Obviously, he made the list, but I think he's a great player. Very easy on the eye. Guys, guy can shoot. Like I said, we don't need these dribblers. We need something different. We need technical players that are good in tight spaces, that are good between the lines, that are smart and understand where the space is and how the build-up works. Guys that can shoot. This guy can shoot. I'd get him. Realistic B, yeah-ish. It's be a tough one. Well, Leeds United will one season off the Prem. These guys, do you want to play in the Prem? Get us in the Prem. That's the message, right? Ceiling B+, I think there's a bit more there than what he had last season. I think under a different manager and maybe a different system where he's more central, he can get better numbers. Fit A, I think he would fit it perfectly. Is the exact opposite in so many ways to what we have in that 10 role. He's a decent passer, decent shooter. Jorginho's a decent passer, in fact. Like he is. He's got 16 assists. He's a very good passer. It's a different type of passer. Jorginho's passes often come from transition moments where he's driving. This guy's can just turn on a turn, whatever the saying is. Just find a little pass. Or have a shot. Dangerous. Really like him. Final one of the list. Now, there will be an honourable mentions list, which is very interesting as well. There's a lot in there that I just couldn't put in. Goithier, I'm saying that right, I don't know. Goithier Hein. This guy's numbers from this season in the second division in France are a joke. I'll show you them in a second. Valued at 3 million. Again, just been promoted to Ligue 1, so he'll definitely be a little more than that, and that'll make it definitely more difficult. 5'7", attacking midfielder, out and out, number 10. Can play right wing as well, but an out and out number 10. An out and out number 10. Similarities to me to Sami Szmodics. Plays in a certain way, the way in which he moves around the pitch, picks the ball up, the way in which he strikes a ball, his finishing ability is very similar to Sami Szmodics. But can play a lot more deep than Sami Szmodics, a better kind of assister as well, can get a lot of assists. But in that finishing area, that striker side of it is very similar to Sami Szmodics. Obviously plays for Alger, who have just been promoted, so that'll make it tough. I want to play in the first division and prove himself there. But again, season off the Premier League. Yeah, like I said, 37 games last season. 11 goals and assists. 37 games. 21 goal involvements in 37 games in the second division in France last season. Look at his heat map. And this is what I need R10 to do. Find where the spaces is. Are you comfortable playing each side? Clearly he is. Plays each side a lot, and he's got all the numbers to back it up. This is the type of player we need. In terms of profile and what he does, again, similar-ish to Sami Szmodics in the way he moves, his body build as well, and his pace and his physical attributes, very similar to Sami Szmodics. Can drive 1v1, can cut inside, shoot 1v1. Very good shooting range, shooting distances, can do it all. Decent passer as well, decent crosser. Again, the opposite to what we have in that role. The opposite to what we have. That's the key part of it. That's the key in all these players. There's a lot of players I put in honourable mentions who are fairly similar to what we have. They'd be great signings, and I back them. Fairly similar. These guys are a little different. They're more technical. Very smart as well. Again, I got his FB ref stats. As you can see, the comparisons very solid in terms of his passing ability and and very consistent and decent in terms of his shots and his creating actions. So his progressive passes, his progressive carries, his pass completion, his shot creating actions, his assisted goals, assists, goal shots, all that stuff. Very impressive. All round. An all round player, good progressive player, player who can drive, a player who can finish, a player who can assist. These are the type of guys that I want at the club. I've already said all this. I don't need to say it. Finishing a move beautifully. Consistency. Been doing it all season. Ball striking. Very good ball striker. Decision making. Top. Physical strength. Small guy. I don't think it bothers him. He's too good. He's too quick. Realistic. B. Be tough because they got promoted, but I think we can do it. Ignore the background. I didn't change it. It's still the guy from previous. Ceiling A. I think he's 27, but I think there's a level up more. I think he's maturing older. Definitely. Fit A. I think he fits. I think he fits the system. He's adaptable. He can get goals and assists. He's small, so he can kind of play that central role. He can go out wide as well. He can drift into spaces, being behind. He's quite quick. Well, these are all good options. These are all guys that won't, they're there. And just quickly on these guys. So I said it there. These are the guys in the list that are probably too good for us. You can see them. You can type them in. Whatever. Honourable mentions. Either I've not seen them enough to put them in, or I just didn't quite put them in because I believe the other guys are just slightly better for us. But some very good players, or they're too similar to what we've got. But some very good players I'll be very happy with as well. But yeah, you guys can look through them. Feel free. But yeah, that's all, people. I appreciate all the support. This video, I've changed my list. 4 of the 5, the guys I showed you at the start, and Paul Newbell, were 4 of my 4 players I had in the list, and they all got to get sacked off because they've all left and they've all gone to new clubs recently in the last week. So that was fun. But yeah, this is the reserve / next in line. But yeah, I appreciate all the support. You're all legends. In a bit.